I remember the exact moment when everything changed. It was a crisp autumn morning, and I was sitting by my bedroom window, watching the first rays of sunlight pierce through the golden leaves. For years, I had been whispering the same wish into the universe, hoping someone somewhere was listening. I had lost count of the nights I spent crying myself to sleep, questioning my worth, and doubting if I would ever break free from the chains of self-doubt. But that morning, something felt different. A warmth spread through my chest as if the universe had finally decided to reply. I took a deep breath and whispered, "Thank you." Little did I know my life was about to unfold in ways I had never imagined. The air seemed to hum with possibility, and for the first time in a long while, I allowed myself to believe. The days that followed were a blur of small but significant changes. I started waking up before my alarm, feeling a strange, eager energy that pushed me out of bed. I began to notice things I had previously overlooked. A stranger's smile that felt like a secret message. A song on the radio that seemed to speak directly to my heart. A coincidence that was too perfect to be random. Each sign felt like a gentle nudge from the universe, urging me forward. I started a journal, not of my sorrows, but of my gratitude. I wrote down every blessing, no matter how small: the smell of fresh coffee, the feel of warm socks on a cold floor, the sound of rain against the window. And as I wrote, something inside me began to heal. The weight I had carried for so long started to lift, replaced by a lightness that made me feel like I was floating. I went for walks and let the wind guide me, turning corners without a map, exploring my own neighborhood as if I was a tourist in a foreign land. I smiled at strangers and said hello to the mailman, and for the first time I felt connected to the world around me. The universe was not just replying, it was wrapping me in an embrace, and I was finally ready to lean in. One afternoon, I found myself standing at the edge of the ocean. The waves crashed against the shore, and the salty mist kissed my face. I took off my shoes and buried my feet in the cold, wet sand. I closed my eyes and listened to the rhythm of the tides, a steady, ancient heartbeat that reminded me of my own resilience. I thought about all the times I had felt broken, all the moments I had given up on myself, and then I thought about the journey I had taken to get here. It wasn't a smooth path. There were setbacks, disappointments, and days when I wanted to crawl back into bed and hide from the world. But I kept going. I kept whispering my wish into the universe, even when I wasn't sure if anyone was listening. And now, standing on the shore, I realized that the wish was not about getting something I lacked. The wish was about becoming someone I could be proud of. I opened my eyes and looked out at the endless horizon. The universe had not just granted my wish, it had given me the tools to build my own destiny. I smiled, and for the first time in my life, I truly believed that everything was going to be okay. The sun dipped below the water, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple, and I felt a profound sense of gratitude wash over me. Thank you, universe. My wish is about to come true. Thank you, universe. My wish is about to come true. I whispered those words into the stillness of my room one night, feeling both foolish and hopeful. For years, I had carried a secret dream, a vision of a life I was too afraid to admit I wanted. I had worked hard, but nothing seemed to click. Every door I knocked on felt locked. Every path I took led to a dead end. But that night, something shifted inside me. I decided to let go of my fear and simply offer my gratitude, as if the dream had already arrived. I said thank you for the job I didn't have yet, for the book I hadn't published, for the love I hadn't found. It felt like I was speaking to a friend who had been there all along, waiting for me to trust. I went to sleep with a smile, my heart lighter than it had been in months. When I woke up, the world looked the same, but I felt different. I was ready to receive whatever came my way. The days that followed were filled with small, unexpected miracles. I received a call from a publisher I had submitted my manuscript to years ago. They wanted to publish my book. My heart raced as I heard the words, and tears streamed down my face. I had written that book during my darkest hours, pouring my soul into every page, never believing anyone would read it. But now, the universe was handing me a gift. I spent the next few weeks editing, rewriting, and polishing my story. Every word felt like a celebration. I started to notice other synchronicities too. An old friend reached out, offering me a job I had always dreamed of, and a scholarship I had applied for finally got approved. It was as if the universe had been waiting for me to say thank you before it could unleash its magic. I walked through the streets with a new lightness. The clouds seemed brighter, the air fresher. I saw opportunities everywhere I looked. I began each morning by listing 3 things I was grateful for, even the small ones. The gratitude became a habit, a gentle fire that warmed my entire day. I realized that the shift wasn't about getting everything I wanted at once. It was about opening my heart to receive, to trust, and to believe that I was worthy of joy. And once I did, the universe responded with a cascade of love. I learned that saying thank you isn't just politeness. It is a declaration of faith. It is telling the universe, I am ready, I am open, I believe. And when you truly believe, your wish is no longer just a wish. It becomes your reality, unfolding one beautiful moment at a time. But the journey wasn't without its challenges. Just when I thought everything was falling into place, a sudden storm hit. My publisher faced financial difficulties and my book release was postponed indefinitely. The job offer fell through, and the scholarship was rescinded due to budget cuts. I felt the ground beneath me crumble. I sat in my room, staring at the same window where I had once whispered my thanks, and questioned everything. Was I not meant to succeed? Had I been too naive? But then, a quiet voice inside me reminded me of the power of gratitude. I had thanked the universe before the evidence appeared. Could I thank it again, even in the midst of uncertainty? I closed my eyes and whispered, "Thank you, universe, for teaching me resilience. Thank you for this detour. I trust your timing." And so I made a conscious choice. I wouldn't let the storm define me. I took a deep breath and looked at the challenges not as roadblocks, but as redirections. I picked up my phone and called the publisher not to complain, but to offer my support and ask how I could help. I revised my resume and applied for new jobs, this time with a clearer sense of what I truly wanted. I reached out to the scholarship committee and asked for feedback, turning my disappointment into a learning experience. Day by day, I rebuilt my foundation. I woke up each morning and said, "Thank you, universe, for this new day. Thank you for the lessons. I am open to your guidance." And slowly the walls began to rebuild themselves. A new opportunity knocked, a smaller, more passionate publisher who believed in my work wholeheartedly. A freelance project turned into a steady stream of income. A different scholarship opened up, one that aligned perfectly with my values. The storm didn't destroy me. It cleared the path for something better. Months later, I stood in a bookstore, holding the final printed copy of my book. It was a modest release, but to me, it was a monument of resilience. As I signed copies for the first few readers, I felt a wave of gratitude wash over me. I looked up at the ceiling and smiled. Thank you, universe. My wish has come true. And in that moment, I realized that the real wish wasn't just the book, the job, or the scholarship. The real wish was the journey itself. Every detour, every setback, every whispered thank you in the dark. That was the answer. The universe doesn't always give you what you ask for. Sometimes it gives you what you need. And if you keep thanking it along the way, you'll find that your wish was never about the destination. It was about becoming the person who could receive it. Months passed, and slowly, the pieces began to reconnect. It was like watching the universe carefully weave a tapestry that had once been torn. A new publisher reached out, offering a better deal than the one I had lost. Their email arrived on a rainy Tuesday afternoon, and I remember staring at the screen, my heart pounding. It felt as if the world was saying, "You are ready now." Then, a different job appeared, even more aligned with my passion than the one I had so painfully left behind. The interview felt like a conversation between old friends, and when I walked out with an offer letter in hand, I knew the universe had been planning something greater all along, and the scholarship, though delayed, was reinstated with additional funding. The letter came in a crisp envelope, and as I read the words, I felt tears welling up. The universe hadn't just heard my wish, it had refined it and returned it to me in a form I could truly appreciate. 1 year after that autumn morning, I found myself standing on the stage at my book launch. The auditorium was filled with faces I recognized and many I didn't. Friends, mentors, readers, all of them looking at me with hope and admiration. I could feel the weight of their expectations, but also their belief. I looked out at the audience and saw my family in the front row, their eyes glistening. My mother smiled and my father gave me a subtle nod. In that moment, I realized that the universe hadn't just granted my wish, it had transformed me into someone who could handle its fulfillment. I had learned to trust the process, even when the path was unclear. I had learned to be patient, to wait for the right timing, and most importantly, I had learned to say thank you even when the answer wasn't clear. Every rejection, every closed door, every moment of doubt had been a lesson in gratitude. As I spoke my first sentence into the microphone, I saw the sunlight streaming through the windows, just like that autumn morning. The same golden light, the same feeling of possibility, but now with a deeper understanding. I smiled, knowing my wish had come true, but more importantly, knowing I had become the person worthy of it. The applause that followed was not just for the book in their hands, but for the journey that had brought me here. And as I continued speaking, sharing the story behind the story, I realized that every word I had ever written was a whisper from the universe, guiding me toward this moment. The dream had not only come true, it had expanded, become richer, and given me a new perspective on what it means to hope, to wait, and to trust. The audience didn't just see a successful author on stage, they saw a person who had courageously held on to a wish and allowed it to reshape their entire life. And in that light, I knew the universe was still speaking, still weaving, still preparing the next beautiful chapter.